Whatever happens to you has been waiting to happen since the very beginning of time. Clock that quote is by Marcus Aurelius. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rafaela, and today's title for this journal entry will be Set in Stone. Now, what if I told you that the choices you think you're making were never really yours to begin with? In today's journal entry, I would like to explore and talk about the illusion of choice and explore this idea because I find it very intriguing. Now listen, my point of view is not strictly narrowed down to this, but I do believe that some things we are here to experience, patterns from our own lives, karma, our own life purpose, and why we are on this earth. I do think that those are written in the stars in a way for you, and that your life will play them out for you to experience them one way or another. But it requires awareness and inner work for you to notice it and to realize it for yourself. And I think that we can argue that things are not written in stone for us and that we can change our lives at any time, and I agree with that. I think that we can, because we have free will and free choice, right? But what if that is exactly what we are supposed to do? So then, I believe that this is where the illusions of choice and free will and everything like that, and you making a decision, comes into play. I don't think it's really you who makes that decision. Now, every time I look back, I realize that decisions I thought were rather spontaneous were actually built from everything that came before. Everything that happened in life so far was supposed to happen for me to end up in this present moment with everything that this present moment contains. And many times I found myself at crossroads between two things, not knowing what to choose and or if what I choose was the right decision to make. But I low-key think that it really doesn't matter. I think it has no importance if that was the right decision or not, because it was the only one made and the only one that I think you were supposed to choose all alone. And even if you don't believe in that, that's completely fine. But once you have made your decision between two things, the possibility of the decision that was not chosen no longer exists. Once you have decided to go down on one path, that is the one that you go down on. You can't also go on the second option at the same time. So that one is instantly removed. And so the one that you choose becomes, sort of, your life pans out around that decision then. It's done, you chose it, this is the path you walk. By you walking this path, here are the things that you're going to have to encounter in that path itself. Let's get into the illusion of choice. The illusion of choice, you could see it as, well, am I free to do anything then? But also there's a level of comfort to it. And this is the way that I like to look at it. We like to believe that we are acting freely, right? That we're steering our lives through our pure intentions. But when we look closely, most of what we call a choice is shaped long before the moment that we make it. Our experiences, whispers, suggestions, and our upbringing basically sets boundaries. Our wiring nudges us, towards certain impulses that bring us to a certain point in our life and allow us to have certain experiences. And our fears and our desires pull us into the direction that we were never really conscious of before. And we navigate through life thinking that we are the authors of every decision, yet the palette we're choosing from was already handed to us by forces that we never chose. And in that sense, our freedom is real, but it's freedom exercised within a frame that we didn't build ourselves. It feels like we're improvising our lives moment by moment. Yet sometimes it seems as if we're simply uncovering lines that were written long before we arrived, following a script whose authorship we can't quite name. And if that script truly exists, then there's a strange peace in the idea that nothing we have done is a misstep. Nothing is accidental, and that everything unfolds as it must, placing you exactly where you are meant to be within your life. And I think back to yesterday, because I did a video where I mentioned that I exploded. I am convinced that yes, I could have taken a different path, that I could have been a little bit wiser or braver about certain things. But the more I sit with what happened yesterday and the more I reflect, the more it feels inevitable, like it was almost scripted, like it had to happen that way. And I did mention in the video as well that to me it felt rather divinely guided, even if there was a way I could have gone about it more logically in my head, more planned out. It happened very spontaneously and chaotically. And even if it wasn't in the way that I expected it to be, I do think that it had to happen because it had to happen for a reason. And the emotions I previously carried and the experiences that shaped me up until that moment, even the timing of everything, they all funneled me towards that moment. And now looking back, I can see how that wrong turn quietly redirected my life in a way that I wouldn't have chosen on purpose, or at least I wouldn't have taken that path then and there. It would have happened, but way later, where it would have taken me longer and I would have had drained myself even more. And maybe that huge explosion then was needed all along, and it doesn't feel like it was a failure. It was just another line in the story, and I was going to discover that line sooner or later anyways. And maybe that's a quiet miracle to it all. The very path that we fear stepping into, or the things that we rather avoid, often are the ones that were waiting all along for us. And that reminds me back to the video of, what was the title? About resistance, about how often we feel resistance towards the things that we are truly meant to take part in, or that are truly meant to happen for us. We fear stepping into all of those things, but those are the things that we were supposed to step into because they were waiting for us all along. And we don't need to see the whole map to move forward. We just need to trust that each step that we take is going to reveal the next, because life isn't asking us to be certain, and it will never, because it's unpredictable. It's just asking us to be honest and present and willing, and somewhere in that willingness something settles. We come to this conclusion of, I think I am ready to trust the path. I was always meant to walk this path to begin with. And so then there's no doubt. And it's easier said than done, I guess, because sometimes we find ourselves in unbearable situations due to the uncertainty of them, and it just raises anxiety, questioning, doubting, am I choosing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? But if everything is written in stone and things just need to pan out the way they pan out, because again, this is just a step. Where you are momentarily is not gonna be the rest of your life. You will go from this situation at a point where you are going to need to come to a crossroad and choose something. For example, I exploded. Sooner or later, I'm going to come to a crossroad where it could almost feel like the consequences to my actions. When I choose what to do next, because this happened, now I need to make a choice about where I'm going to move forward and how do we move forward from here. Once that happens, I'm making a choice which that fight or that explosion directed me to make that choice, because that brought something to light. From then, you make that choice, you go on a path. On that path, you're gonna have things that pop up, and you may wonder, was that the right thing to do? Because look, this and this and that is popping up, and this is trying to take me out, and that's getting in my way. But then you're gonna deal with some things which again will lead you to more crossroads. And it's one event is building onto the next. Now, I know that I exploded. I don't know what choices I shall make when I come to that crossroad, but I know that whatever choice I make is fine, because it's a result of that explosion. I had to explode to get to this choice, to then move forward in my life. But it's not my choice. It was divinely guided. It's divinely timed. Whatever options pop up and whatever option I decide to move forward in my life with, that as well is divinely guided. It was supposed to happen, even if it sucks, even if it's heartbreaking, even if you feel like the whole world is crumbling down. Yeah, I hope I managed to get my point across. I didn't have many notes this time. But as always, thank you for watching and for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's journal entry. And as always, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.